Do you want to get into some ratchet shit?
Yeah.
Do you?
Is it fun?
I mean, it was probably fun for him in the moment. I don't know about the aftermath, but y'all, Nick Cannon is apparently expecting another child. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So Nick Cannon is expecting his 7th child. I do want to say he's currently expecting 3 now at the same time.
Nick Cannon, you're wilding out. You're doing too much.
Is he? Maybe he's
wilding out.
Maybe his swimmers just really swim, bitch. He could just be fucking like once.
That's fine, but even Olympic swimmers take some time off. Y'all doing too much.
So he is expecting his 4th child in 6 months. One of the baby mamas is pregnant with twins. We know he has the twins with Mariah Carey.
Yes.
He has a 5-month-old, and then he's expecting 3 right now. 2 more twins and a baby. Also, the thing about this, which is why a lot of people are having the conversation, is because they are all with different women. Yeah. So I believe this is 7 children with 4 different women because he has 2 sets of twins.
Yes.
And of course, y'all know, before I completely got off of social media, the conversation is if what Nick Cannon is doing is actually a part of what's ruining the Black community, essentially. I know that a lot of single women get the slack for being single parents, as if we should have chose a better partner, as if something led us to be a single parent. I know even I have men saying right now, my coochie must be whack because I don't have kids. And because I'm not, so like there's an idea too that women are just baby mamas. The connotation of being a baby mama is also very negative. I grew up in a single parent household.
Not anymore. So, it's glamorized now.
Is it glamorized?
Yes.
Being a baby mama?
Yes.
Only if it's to a rapper.
Look how many, it doesn't matter. It's the lifestyle that you're subscribing to. Like that's what that.
If it's to a rapper.
Look how many baby mamas are famous for only being baby mamas.
Can I be honest with y'all too?
Like it's glamorized.
And y'all know I like responding because I listen over there to the JBP often. And one of the things that they took out of it, and for a lot of men listening, I want to say this is coming from a single parent household. Coming from someone who collected child support. Well, I didn't collect it. My mama did, and it wasn't even a lot. But a lot of what the sentiments of men are saying surrounding this conversation is that, well, as long as a man can afford the child, he should be able to have as many as he wants. So there's the future conversation. There's the NBA young boy. There's this, even having the conversation of these different rappers just making children. Mm-hmm. And as long as they have the money to support them, then it's okay. Because apparently just supporting the child financially is more than a lot of men. Which also the fact that a lot of men...
the bar is very low.
Not only is the bar low, it does take so much more than a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 extra dollars a month to the mother. My mom had to show up to my games. She helped with homework. Mm-hmm. She had to change her whole work schedule. Mm-hmm. Was dependent upon when we had to go to school and come back. Her entire livelihood was around how she had to care for us as mothers. And now I even know from the point to buying furniture, I know that now it was expensive. She had to furnish a whole house. Right. 3 bedrooms because there was 3 of us.
Right.
The groceries, bitch, I'm complaining about my $150 a week now. Feeding four mouths.
Right.
But also just being there emotionally. And so a lot of men, the fact, and I've talked about this now, like me and my daddy don't have a relationship because now that I'm grown and I make money and he's wherever he is, he feels like I owe him because he paid child support.
Right.
And the fact that there's so many men out here that feel like, well, as long as I got the money, I can make these babies. And as long as I give my little extra 100 or extra couple thousand a month, I'm doing my part as a father is completely fucking irresponsible and wrong as fuck.
Right.
And the idea that so many men have these platforms and are still spewing that type of fucking rhetoric is so upsetting because I'm listening to it and it's just like, I don't give a fuck how much money Nick Cannon makes. I don't give a fuck how much money Future makes. Like that shit is nasty. But I also want to talk to as well the women. Because on this platform, we're not male bashing. And yes, we hold women accountable too. And I feel like there's a lot of conversations. There's one recently. This is, I be in the super blogs. Camilla, she was on Bad Girls Club. She had a baby by Dominic Penn, some football player, but he was married at the time. And she went off on him for not being able to take her daughter to another one's graduation. I bring that only up to say, a lot of us, ladies, this is for us. We know the men we're laying down with. We know when niggas ain't shit. We know when maybe someone already isn't taking care of the kids they have. A lot of the men we've dealt with, because men produce so early just with offspring. Bitch, if you meet a nigga over 30 with no kids, you done found one. Goddamn. So you already have an insight as to who this man is as a father, as a partner, as a friend. And so when you lay with a man, I think it's a lot of our responsibility too. Bitch, I know it feels better without a condom. And I used to be an advocate of that, but bitch, now I got cream pie me, baby. So I know how great it is. But also, it's
always managed
I
to get there. It's just always, I want
to be realistic.
When you're in the cafe, when you're in the cafeteria when you're in school, and the lunch lady takes the scoop of mashed potatoes. And she looks at you like, is this enough? And you're like, yeah, that's enough. And she's like, okay, and takes another scoop to put on your plate. That's Manzi. Manzi is the heavy-handed lunch lady. Like, bitch, I done told you we're good right here. That's enough. And you're like, nah, you could take another scoop. You could have a little more.
Because I want to be realistic. I just said I love this platform, so I ain't gonna sit here and say, all right, ladies, wrap it up. While you should, I understand, yes, bitch, that raw dick feel good. But be intentional. Also, ladies, a baby isn't going to keep him. A baby isn't going to make him want you more. And also, y'all, sometimes that Plan B be on sale, bitch, for like
But also, Plan B doesn't work for everybody. If your body fat percentage is over 26%, you have an increased chance.
Bitch, I was fat as fuck popping them shits like Starburst.
All right,
and
we're
bitch,
not,
I ain't never get
again.
All right, sorry. I had to stop.
Nobody needs the extra scoop. We don't need the extra scoop.
What are your thoughts on this? Because you had a little different take.
The one thing that I think about, right, and this goes back to the conversation that we had with Antoinette, and I miss Antoinette. Antoinette,
she gonna
girl,
come back. She gonna come back.
Come back home.
But she got a job, y'all. So we gotta.
No, she's like, I'm sorry, but I need more than a week's notice. Thank you. Something that she said when she was here, I thought to be very pertinent to this conversation, which is that a lot of men, Black men in particular, are not necessarily raised with the idea that you can provide more than just financial means and protection. And so we have not encouraged enough of that. And I say we as in everyone. I'm not putting the blame on men or women. I'm going to say we as a collective people have not put enough emphasis on tipping the scale a little bit more to help men feel more empowered and confident about being present and about what they can contribute emotionally and mentally by being present, not just by throwing a check at it. And I think, especially generations before ours in particular, our parents, that was the role. When we think about marriage, we think about why our grandparents got married and stayed married for 50 years. Because when they got married, grandma couldn't get a job. Grandma couldn't vote. Grandma probably couldn't buy a car without her husband.
Grandma couldn't have a bank account till 1972.
Correct. So when we think about the roles, we get caught into this gender role hamster wheel about who's supposed to be doing what. It's like, well, men can have children as long as they can as long as they can take care of them. But
Wrong.
we don't. Well, we're not really defining what take care means. And we're watching now a generation of kids that don't have those means, but also don't have the means to provide anything else.
I agree.
And so we have to now take it more seriously with the upcoming generation and make sure that there is a village around of men and women, especially in situations like this when the homes are broken, to make sure that the village that's around has influence for men and women.